And thanks for joining us on your Saturday night. Shira has the evening off. More than 100 Idahoans marched through the streets of Boise this evening in the protest against the state's abortion laws, which restrict accessibility. The laws are officially going into effect after the Idaho Supreme Court announced yesterday that they will not place a stay or a pause on the laws as Planned Parenthood challenges those laws in the Idaho Supreme Court. Let's bring in Idaho's News Channel 7's Andrew Bartline here with us. Andrew, you were down at the Capitol earlier this evening while the march was going on. We've seen events like this over the last few weeks, but what was the feeling? Did it feel different down there this evening?
Well, there's a lot of anger and a lot of frustration with the women we spoke with today down at this protest. And they tell us that this is a step backwards. They're sad to watch it become a reality in their own state. Stick around long enough, and you could see history repeat itself.
I did 50 years ago.
Right in the heart of Boise.
I was over here on Main Street marching with my sign.
Where Catherine,
our state doesn't support.
Has seen it all before.
For this beautiful state to be involved in diminishing women's rights makes me very, very sad.
The emotion drew a crowd of more than 100 to the state capitol.
We're just going backwards.
They're all unified in opposing Idaho's abortion laws, where nearly all abortions will be illegal in the gem state, with exceptions for rape, incest, or to save the mother's life.
It worries me that women whose lives are in danger might not get the care they need because it has to go through the courts first.
This is probably the hardest decision a woman makes in her life. It's not an easy decision to come to.
The men that are making these laws obviously have no idea what they're talking about.
One of those men is Blaine Kanzati. He's the president of the Idaho Family Policy Center, and he wrote the 6-week heartbeat law.
We're saddened that there is this group of people within our society that have bought into the lies that abortion is healthcare and that abortion is the answer to a child. This is heartbreaking, and we need to do a better job of making our arguments and persuading these people that these children are indeed human beings with constitutional rights.
Where does your perspective come from that this isn't a healthcare issue, that these unborn babies are being murdered when you perform an abortion?
From a moral perspective, we know that these children are children, right? The way that we talk about babies when a woman gets pregnant is a perfect example. We talk about it as if it's a baby because it is a baby. We know it's a baby. And just talk to any mom who's felt the sting of a miscarriage or fetal demise, right? Or talk to any family that hasn't been able to get pregnant. Just the way that we talk about these things from a moral perspective indicate that this is a child.
All right.
But these people are ready to march because they disagree.
It's not a baby. It's a fetus. It's not capable of sustaining life. Either way, the mother or parents have the right to decide what they want to do in those kind of situations. It shouldn't be a law.
But it is a law. And 50 years later, Catherine picks up a sign and marches the same streets to fight for the same rights all over again.
They have absolutely no idea how an unwanted pregnancy can affect her family or the rest of her life. They have no idea how it affects a woman's body to be pregnant and carry a child to term when it's not going to survive.
Well, a major split here in our community, and we can see, those very different perspectives. We know that supporters of the new laws, we've heard from them, like Mr. Kanzati, about how they feel. My question, though, is, for those that are heavily critical about the law, like we just heard, where do they go from here? Because the law is going to go into effect. What are their next steps?
Well, you're going to have to wait and see how it plays out in court right now. Now, the Supreme Court didn't place a stay on the law because there wasn't sufficient evidence provided by Planned Parenthood that would have severe harm. I forget the exact correct term. So we're going to have to see how it plays out in court, essentially. But as of right now, within this month, all 3 of these abortion laws are going to be on the books, and they will be enforced.
And that is important to differentiate there, because as we reported, they're not going to continue to pause the laws, but the Idaho Supreme Court is still going to hear arguments on this in September. So this is not completely behind, closed doors right now. There is still some to play out in the community. Andrew, I know we'll be following it with you, with all of our news team here at Channel 7. So Andrew Bartline reporting for us on Saturday night. Thank you so much.